when it came, enslaved, and colonized. All those nations that conquered us, they gave us that false image. They forced that image on us. And now it has become a generational curse to us because it's in all our minds. We'll be on the street teaching, and black people try to be so slick, so cunning. I'm gonna give you an example. We'll point to the white Jesus, say, "Who's that?" And they know what the Israelites teach. They go, "I don't know. I don't know who that white man is." They'll have a child and say, "Hey, baby girl, who's that?"
Tell the truth.
She'll say, "Jesus." I said, "Where you learn that from?" "Mommy, daddy." Say, "You mothers,
From the mouth of babes.
you bunch of liars."
Yeah.
That's why I say black men and black women hate the Bible. 9 out of 10 of them hate God. This is why they must die here.
Peace, family. We are back for another episode. Man, I'm best with your host, Caleb Smith. Today, we have a very special person here in the building, man. It's going to be another great conversation about current events. And, you know, with everything that's just been going on, he was the first person who I thought about. Bishop Nathanyel, how you doing today?
I'm doing good. Thanks for having me.
Oh,
Appreciate
you already know. Always. Hey, always an honor. Always an honor, Bishop. And as you know, hey, we're not going to censor anything. We're going to keep the full conversation.
Okay.
No edits. So we're going to keep it raw and, of course, real as well. Man, the hurricanes, I'm seeing that, and, you know, I'm thinking about signs, and I'm thinking about wonders and, you know, things like that, and seeing how everything got hit, even in state, in Georgia.
Right.
Seeing South Carolina get hit, seeing Florida get hit.
Yep.
In the Bible, is this even prophesied about what will happen?
Yes, sir.
During these current times?
Yes, sir. When you read Isaiah 26 chapter, make sure that's it, or is it 21? You know the one about Ariel? Well,
29.
29, thank you. Get that for me?
Isaiah chapter 29 and verse 1. Woe to Ariel, the city where David dwelt. Add ye year to year, let them kill sacrifices. Yet I will distress Ariel, and there shall be heaviness and sorrow.
Jump down to verse 6.
Verse 6. Thou shalt be visited of the Lord of hosts with thunder and with earthquake and great noise, with storm and tempest and the flame of devouring fire.
So the Bible does prophesy about that, but our people are asleep. The churches don't teach about it because the churches don't know the Bible. You'll see there were 126 hurricanes within the last month.
Wow.
All at one time, simultaneously, and people don't know about it because the media senses what's going on in the world.
Right.
We are approaching the end of time. Armageddon is approaching. You see what's happening in so-called the state of Israel, in Palestine.
Yeah.
And our people, the 12 tribes of Israel, blacks and Latinos, Native Indians, we are clueless to the time of the signs. We're clueless to the events.
For sure. End times, that's a thing that's always been spoken of. But again, to your point right now, when you're always tuning into the news and seeing everything that's going on in Israel and Palestine, when you're seeing everything that's going on with these hurricanes, if you had to guess, how much time do you think that we might have left as a people right now in this current state of America?
My rough estimate, a guess, this is a guess, it's not biblical. I'd say anywhere between 20 and 30 years. 20, 30 years, something like that.
Is that
That's
hectic?
just a guess.
Yes. Who are you voting for, Bishop? Because we already know, of course, I already know how you feel. But right now we have November 5th right around the corner.
Yep.
And I've seen certain comments, of course, like, if you want to vote, do your thing. But I've seen certain people say, in Jesus' name, Kamala must win. And I'm just like, in Jesus' name? Like, that's a little... Ooh. How do you feel about our people being so beholden to a person saving us? And it doesn't matter if we're constantly going back to the polls every 4 years with the same hope, the same dream. In Jesus' name, seeing that comment, it really irked me, Bishop. Why do you think that our people are just so beholden to certain people saving us?
What's funny about that is that our people, they'll say they want, in Jesus' name, Kamala save us. A lot of them are Christians. When I say Christians don't know the Bible, they don't know the Bible. When you read Lamentations 4:17, the Bible tells you what it means about people saving you. Lamentations chapter 4. I'm going to keep it strictly biblical. I'm going to show you what it says.
Lamentations chapter 4, verse 17. As for us, our eyes as yet failed for our vain help.
Vain help.
In our watching, we have watched for a nation that could not save us.
We've watched for America to save us over. It's been almost 500 years.
Indeed.
When will the black man and black woman wake up and say, you know what? There's not one intelligent among us that says it's been 500 years and it's the same rigmarole year after year. There's not one intellectual man or woman among us that can figure that out. But every year, vote for the same. Give me Daniel, Deuteronomy. I want Daniel too.
Yes, sir.
But Deuteronomy 17:15,
sir.
if I'm not mistaken. Watch this.
Deuteronomy chapter 17, verse 15.
Here's God's law.
Thou shalt in any wise set him king over thee, whom the Lord thy God shall choose.
God must choose the king.
One from among thy brethren.
It must be one from among your people. Kamala Harris ain't our people. Trump ain't our people. Go ahead.
One from among thy brethren shalt thou set king over thee. Thou mayest not set a stranger over thee, which is not thy brother.
You can't set another race over you as a king. You think the Christian church would teach that? No, they don't. The church go, ignore that what the Bible says. And they go and they pay people like Ricky Smiley. What's the guy with the big lips?
D.L. Hughley, or you think?
That little short, he's D.L. Hughley. The other guy with the bald head, Steve Harvey. They pay these dudes
Yeah.
dollar. If you
No, for
say
sure.
something against Kamala, they coming after you like a pit bull.
Right.
And then you got another group. If you say something about Trump, they come after you.
Yes.
Give me the Daniel 4:17.
Daniel chapter 4, verse 17. This matter is by the decree of the watchers,
That's the angels.
and the demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men,
God rules in the kingdom of men.
and giveth it to whomsoever he will,
God sets over it whom he will. Go ahead.
and setteth up over it the basest of men.
What kind of men become
The
presidents?
basest of men.
Base means the bottom, low level people. God sets over it. You think Kamala is this high level? No. You think Trump is some high? No. The Bible says the basis of people are set up as leaders. The low level. Base is from the word basement. You don't get no lower than that. You thinking these are some highfalutin, well kept together people? No, they on the Epstein's list. They on Diddy's list. They on everybody's list.
Yeah.
But they gotta hide that. Oh, no, hide that stuff right there. And they set them up as presidents. And they say, I'm sorry, they say Kamala blew her way to where she at. I don't know if it's true, but this is what I hear on the TV and all of that. So I don't know if it's true, but I just put that on the table.
Let's sprinkle that. No,
Yeah.
for sure.
And she married a Jewish man.
Yes. Yeah.
Her husband is against black people.
Yeah.
Peace, family. If you're a content creator and you rely on AdSense or brand deals for money, you're letting everyone sell something to your audience but you. You should be selling your content directly to your followers using Peep. YouTube, Instagram, Snapchat, and TikTok all make it hard for you to monetize. They tell you what they're going to pay you for your content and then delay paying you altogether. With Peep, you determine what your content is worth and when you get paid. You can upload pictures, videos, PDFs, even audio files. Just set your price, share it to your followers on any platform, and watch the money roll in. If you're a YouTuber, podcaster, model, artist, if you're a human posting on the internet, I'm telling you, you can use Peep. Just click the link in the description to get started. Now let's get back to the show.
You can't make this stuff. I'm like, what the hell is this?
Yeah. APAC as well. Real big
AIPAC.
super PAC that nobody talks about.
That's right. That's right.
Israel funding that. Why does the U.S. send billions to Israel annually? But then I see our people outside. I see the same homeless people outside who I know now. And we don't get billions towards that. We don't
Exactly.
get billions towards reparations, entrepreneurial endeavors,
Mhm.
things of that sort. But then billions go out every single year to Israel. Why is that selfish?
Israel is a satellite for the United States in the Middle East, what they call the Middle East.
Mm-hmm.
It controls American interest out there. So they pay Israel foreign aid, $70 billion a year. On top of that, they fund them with weapons to make sure American interest is kept amongst the Arabs out there. That's why Jordan supports Israel.
Yeah.
Saudi Arabia supports Israel. And this is why Iran threatened them and said, listen, when I shot weapons over there, y'all shot my rockets down, my missiles down. When Israel shoots at Iran, no problem.
That's right.
So Iran now said, you hit my missiles one more time, I'll blow up all your oil fields. because they blowing us up, your people, we of your religion, so quote unquote Islam, and you letting them kill us. So now they said, we're going to blow up. So now Jordan reached out to America. Hey, we can't do nothing. Saudi Arabia. These are coons. These are just like the black bourgeoisie here. You got Arab coons, Arab bourgeoisie, who do nothing for their race, for their people. They're all about the dollar. But it's the end of time. It's going to blow. It's going to get worse. And what's going on in Gaza is in the Bible. Give me that. I just got to show this.
Nah, please do. Please do.
Because the churches, I know you Christians are mad, but you don't know the Bible. Amos 1:6. You leading the people down a history lane of motivational speeches and all that crap that does nothing for us. Read that.
Amos chapter 1 and verse 6. Thus saith the Lord, for 3 transgressions of Gaza.
3 sins of Gaza.
And for 4.
And for 4 transgressions of Gaza.
I will not turn away the punishment thereof.
God prophesied he would punish Gaza.
Because they carried away captive the whole captivity to deliver them up to Edom.
Those Arabs led us into slavery with the white man. Those people in Gaza are Arabs. They led us to slavery with the white man. Go ahead.
But I will send a fire on the wall of Gaza, which shall devour the palaces thereof. God
said, I'm going to send fire and destroy the land. You think the church would teach that? Nope. Everybody in the church is completely ignorant because they don't know the scriptures. Oh, preacher, can you give me a motivational? Because I feel bad. My man left me. I need another man. Make me feel good, pastor. Come on, stop. Stop with the foolishness. The world is coming to an end, and you want to feel good. It makes no sense.
Wow. Hey, this is getting good already. Bishop, I've had plenty of conversations and talks with older family members and friends who can't fathom that Israel is the bad guy, if you will. How did this current state of Israel come to be? And why is it so important for our people to truly just understand, like, this isn't some holy war that they're fighting for a benevolent purpose, that this was actually manufactured? How did this current state of Israel come to be as we know it today?
I'm going to start off with Christ. Hold that in Ezekiel. Let's start off with Christ first. Since Christians read the New Testament, let's start there. Luke 21:24. Watch what he says about the land of Israel.
Luke chapter 21, verse 24. And they shall fall by the edge of the sword.
So the real Jews, the real Israelites, which is our people, would fall by the edge of Rome. Rome destroyed us in the year 70 AD. Go ahead.
And shall be led away captive into all nations.
Those that they captured, they made us slaves in all nations.
And Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles.
Who would be in Jerusalem?
The Gentiles.
The Gentiles would take the land.
Until the times of the Gentiles be fulfilled.
Until their time of rulership is finished. Now the people in Israel, when you read Revelation 2:9 and 3:9, get 3:9.
Revelation chapter 3, verse 9.
This is Jesus.
Behold, I will make them of the synagogue of Satan, which say they are Jews.
Wait, the synagogue of Satan that says what?
Which say they are Jews and are not.
They're not the Jews.
But do lie.
They lie.
Behold, I will make them to come and worship before thy feet and to know that I have loved thee.
That's in the Bible. How come church don't teach that? The church will teach us that those are the Jews over there. Why? Because they've been institutionalized by the Roman Catholic diocese. They've been taught, all theologians, all seminary schools have been taught to teach that fundamental lie that those are the Jews, Jesus is white, and we're Gentiles. And everybody believes it. So now that the Israelites rise up, and we're like, no, we read the Bible. Y'all are racist. We're not racist. We're telling you what the Bible says. Right. Give me that in Ezekiel 7:17 about divide the land. You know what I want? I got to show you. Hold on. Just popped in. Is it 7 or Amos 7:17? I'm thinking Amos. Yeah. Amos chapter 7, verse 17.
Amos chapter 7 and verse 17. Therefore, thus saith the Lord, thy wife shall be an harlot in the city.
Now, when we were in Jerusalem, there was a movie called The Book of Clarence. Did you see it?
Yeah.
In the Book of Clarence, they show black people in Jerusalem.
Yes.
Christians got mad.
It made them very uncomfortable.
Yes.
Yeah.
Showed drugs.
Yeah.
Showed black women were harlots. Black men were thieves.
Gambling.
All that gambling. All that's true. This is what this is talking. Read it again.
Therefore, thus saith the Lord, thy wife shall be an harlot in the city, and thy sons and thy daughters shall fall by the sword.
This is what Christ was talking. This is why we went into slavery, for sin. The same sins we doing now, twerking, we do what we wanted. It's the same thing was going on back then. Watch this.
And thy land shall be divided by line.
Your land shall be divided by line. Who? Between the fake Israelis and the Arabs. It's divided. That's what's going. It's all in the Bible, but nobody want to read the Bible. So when the missiles come, die, Negroes, die. That's the only message to you. You don't want to repent, so you have to die here. Stay. Have fun. Keep hope alive.
Hey.
Go ahead.
And thou shalt die in a polluted land.
America is the polluted land. So the Israelites will be taken out of their land, go to another land, and die in a polluted land. Is that it?
And Israel shall surely go into captivity forth of his land.
Where are we today? Captivity. Yep. This is captivity. We don't realize it though, because we got little freedoms here, small freedoms.
Yeah. Wow.
And it's so much more. It's just so much more.
It is. Hey, we about to get to it, Bishop. Rumors of wars. We were always hearing about these things. And I know before I was born, people would always think, hey, end times is coming. But now, like what you said, we're talking about missiles, all of these things. Why now? Like, why do you think right now everything is just reaching like this ultimate boiling point at this current moment?
Because now we're starting to wake up as a race, as a people. We're realizing we're not Negroes, we're not African Americans, Haitians, Jamaicans. And the Bible gives you a barometer, for lack of better words,
Right.
on the signs of the times that Israel would wake up, like Ezekiel 37, the valley of dry bones. Give me that, Ezekiel 37. I want 9 and 10.
Ezekiel chapter 37 and verse 9. Then said he unto me, prophesy unto the wind, prophesy, son of man, and say to the wind, thus saith the Lord God, come from the four winds, O breath, and breathe upon these slain that they may live.
The slain is our people. We're spiritually dead race. Go ahead.
So I prophesied as he commanded me, and the breath came into them, and they lived.
The breath represents the word of God, his commandments. That's what it's talking about, his laws. Go ahead.
And they lived, and stood up upon their feet, an exceeding great army.
That's what God's looking for, an exceeding great army to lead this word. And that's what we're doing. Israel not in Christ, that is what we're doing. Go ahead.
Then said he unto me, son of man, these bones are the whole house of Israel.
See, the valley of dry bones, when I was growing up in church, it was anybody that believed in Jesus. But that's not what the Bible said. It says who are they?
These bones are the whole house of Israel.
Our people don't even know that they're the Israelites. I'm a Negro Baptist and I was part of the valley of dry bones. Listen, stop with the foolishness. Stop. Put a dress on and stop. Stop smoking weed and twerking and stop. Come back to what the Bible says. Our people don't want to do it.
Wow. One of those main group of people, I believe, Bishop, is that black bourgeoisie class who tries to keep everything in order. Here in Atlanta, I feel like that's like personified times 10, where you have a certain black class that makes sure everything stays afloat, and then you have black people at the bottom, and there's no real like in between there. And I know in the book about the Pharisees, Sadducees, do you think that our people today who are part of that black bourgeoisie class is truly holding our people back right now?
Yes. When you get John 11, see, people don't understand. The Pharisees were set up by Rome.
Right.
The Pharisees were set up, handpicked by the Roman Empire.
Sounds very similar to today.
Yes, very similar.
Yeah.
Like America picks black leaders, and they usually pick comedians, athletes, actors.
Yep.
Like Malcolm X said, those are not leaders.
Yeah.
They're paid to make white people feel good. Watch what Christ said about the Pharisees.
John chapter 11, verse 47. Then gathered the chief priests and the Pharisees a council and said, what do we? For this man doeth many miracles.
Christ does many miracles. Go ahead.
If we let him thus alone, all men will believe on him.
Everybody gonna believe on Christ if we don't do something.
And the Romans shall come and take away both our place and nation.
They feared Rome because Rome gave them their place. Those seats of authority, the fame, the fortune, the big, beautiful houses, Rome allowed that. You notice with the black bourgeoisie, they don't speak up on black issues. Yeah. Why? Because they get paid. When Kyrie Irving, that foolishness with Kyrie Irving, they got, what was that ball player's name that was in Israel?
Amari Stoudemire.
Amari Stoudemire, Shaquille O'Neal, Stephen A. Everybody was condemning him.
Barkley,
and they were all his friends.
Yes.
But they got paid. Hey, you better speak against that Negro right there.
Just to apologize.
Yeah. And apologize about nothing. A tweet? Are you kidding me? No, and the black people, they didn't speak up. No, everybody stopped that quiet.
Yeah.
That's why, who said it? King. When your silence is complicity.
Yep.
That's what it is. So because if it may be me today, but it's going to be you tomorrow. So if we don't stand up and organize and unify as a race, as a people, it's going to keep happening and happening and happening.
Yes, sir. In the media, right, on that same standpoint, is very prevalent. Ta-Nehisi Coates, he was recently, I think, on CBS. If you get the chance, check out, man, that's a great interview. Ta-Nehisi, he's talking about Palestine,
right,
and how, you know, in the Israeli government that they, or what they were doing to the people rather. And the host of the show just went crazy, and he was a Jewish man.
Yes.
And he went crazy just about that. And in that moment, I'm like, wow, like we are seeing in real time that these people are assigned to talk to him in a certain type of way about this issue. Gayle King, who's black, she said nothing that entire interview.
Right.
Word came out that she was told that she couldn't say anything. Can we please talk about how in the media, it's dominated by a very certain group of people to push a certain image?
Yes. The media is give me the mouth of the dragon. And this one in Revelation 12, but there's also one in, I just got to try to think of it. But give me that one in the meantime.
Revelation 13.
Yeah, 12 and
Yes, sir.
15.
Revelation chapter 12 and verse 14. And to the woman were given 2 wings of a great eagle.
Well, not that, after that.
Yes, sir. Verse 15. And the serpent cast out of his mouth water as a flood.
So the mouth, this is a metaphor about Rome.
Right.
So this serpent, which is the great red dragon, is the white man. It's all a metaphor, but I'm going to break it down for you.
Right.
Out of their mouth is their media. The flood that comes out is lies. Go ahead.
And the serpent cast out of his mouth water as a flood after the woman, that he might cause her to be carried away of the flood.
Of the lies.
And the earth helped the woman.
The earth, when it says the earth helped the woman, it's referring to the Bible, the word of God. Go ahead.
And the earth opened her mouth and swallowed up the flood which the dragon cast out of his mouth.
The only thing that can swallow up all these lies is this book. But we have to get into this book, dedicate our lives to this book, get it into our souls and our minds so we can learn it and know truth from lies. That's the only thing. Like when you read Daniel 7:25, this is another example. Another example. I just want to show you. You got that for me?
Yes, sir. Daniel chapter 7, verse 25. And he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most.
Speak great words against the Most High. That's their media. Their media speak. They say those are the Jews and y'all is the Negroes. Just listen to what we say. Go ahead.
And shall wear out the saints of the Most High.
They wore us out in slavery.
And think to change times and laws. And they shall be given into his hand until a time and times and the dividing of time.
Read that again.
And he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High.
They wore us out in slavery.
And think to change times and laws.
And they think to change times and laws, okay? They changed the Sabbath from the 7th day to the first day of the week, Sunday. All Christians say, the Sabbath is the first day of the week. But there's no scripture that says that. They say same-sex marriage is of God. That's not in the Bible. You can put 100 males and females on an island. You come back in 100 years, you got a thriving community. You put 100 same-sex relations on an island, 100 years from now, everybody's dead. There's no procreation there. But America says that is of God. And if you speak against it, you lose your job. You lose what? You get bald. You get blackballed. That's what they do. Okay. Now there was another I'm looking for. It talks about the great voice. I'm just trying to find it.
And
Jeremiah 51:55. That's it. I was sitting there going, where was that?
Good.
Jeremiah 51:55. That's it. This is their media.
Jeremiah chapter 51, verse 55. Because the Lord hath spoiled Babylon.
Just Babylon is America.
And destroyed out of her the great voice.
The great voice is their media. Their voice is global. America's voice is worldwide. Like with Israel United in Christ, they put a shadow ban on us on YouTube, where if you don't put the exact name, we don't show up.
Right.
We'll get messages. This video's blocked in Africa. This video's blocked in Europe. This is what they do to us. Why? Because they don't want this message of the word of God to awaken our people. Read that again. I'm sorry.
Jeremiah chapter 51, verse 55. Because the Lord hath spoiled Babylon and destroy out of her the great voice.
God's going to destroy the great voice, their media. Go ahead.
When her waves do roar like great waters,
That's her people.
a noise of their voice is uttered.
Go ahead.
Because the spoiler is come upon her,
Nations are going to come upon America. Go ahead.
even upon Babylon,
America.
and her mighty men are taken.
The mighty men here, their generals, their captains will be taken. Go ahead.
Every one of their bows is broken.
That's their missiles.
For the Lord God of recompenses shall surely requite.
And our people trust that America's power is so divine she can never be conquered. The Bible says this place is going to be destroyed. Up in smoke. Give me Revelation 18:4. And everybody in this American system is going to die with it. This is why Christ gave us this message.
Revelation chapter 18, verse 4. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people.
But our people say, no, I want to be a Democrat or Republican and a Christian and worship Jesus. The Bible said what?
Come out of her, my people.
Come out of her politics, come out of her religions.
That ye be not partakers of her sins.
Because when you're in their politics and religions, you are partaking in America's sins. Go ahead.
And that ye receive not of her plagues.
Her plagues of fire, death, destruction. You're going to get it. So we give the message and people are just so offended. All we can do is tell you what's going to happen. You see a child about to run into the street, you go, hey, you scream at him. Should I go, hey, Johnny, there's a car about to hit you. I think you should step back.
It's too urgent.
Right. Yeah. So this is a matter of urgency. Let's fix our lives. Give me that Romans 6 about grace. I got to explain grace just for a second. Because Christians talk about grace. I grew up hearing about grace.
Say about the grace of God.
Yeah, they're the grace of God. They don't understand grace.
Romans chapter 6, verse 1. What shall we say then? Shall we continue in sin that grace may abound? God forbid.
The answer is no. Let me break down. Give me Titus 2:11. I'm talking about grace for a second. Let's say I owe a bank loan. I owe the bank $50,000. It's due tomorrow. I only got $10,000. I say, hey, I'm short. The bank says, we'll give you a grace period to pay that back. They may give me another year. That's grace. I say, okay, but does that mean I don't got to pay? No, it means I have time to ample up and pay my debt. Here I am now, let's bring it to the word of God. I'm a wicked sinner. I'm a liar, thief, adulterer, stripper, you name it, that's me. God says, I'm giving you grace. Grace means you have ample time to fix your life. Read this.
Titus chapter 2, verse 11. For the grace of God that bringeth salvation hath appeared to all men.
All Israelite men. Go ahead.
Teaching us
Teaching us what?
that denying ungodliness
Grace teaches us to deny ungodliness
and worldly lust,
and worldly lusts.
we should live soberly,
Be clear thinking.
righteously,
Live righteously according to the commandments.
and godly
And godly, which is the commandments,
in this present world.
in this present world. But the church says, no, just plead the grace, the blood of Jesus. Even T.D. Jakes came out of P. Diddy's party. They said he was a power bottom. I don't know if he is, but that's what they say. He said, all I got to do is plead the blood of Jesus. See, that's what they do. Sin, and it's just grace. No. So that means I could go back to the way I used to be. A thief, a liar, adulterer, even a murderer. I'm going to just keep doing it. And every Sunday morning, grace. And then Monday, I do it all over again. That's not what grace is about. Read Romans 6 and 1 again. I'm sorry.
Romans chapter 6, verse 1. What shall we say then? Shall we continue in sin that grace may abound?
Go ahead.
God forbid.
The answer is no. Go ahead.
How shall we that are dead to sin?
We're supposed to be dead to sin. Whatever filthy lifestyles we all come from, dead in that. Dead that life. Go ahead.
How shall we that are dead to sin live any longer therein?
How can we live in that anymore? How can we reunite our broken, because the black families are broken. How can we reunite, like they say, marriages amongst blacks is at an all-time low. There was more marriage during the time of chattel slavery than you got now. Yeah. Men don't want to marry the women because women are using marriage as a way to get paid. Oh, I'm a broke hoe. I'm going to marry you. You got money? I'm going to marry this dude right here. Then I'm going to divorce him after 4 years. And I'm going to get paid. Now, I'm not saying, because certain man can do whatever they want. No. But it's used as an instant. Marriage is used as a whipping stick now. I'm going to marry you, have a kid, then I'm going to divorce your black behind, and I'm going to live lovely. And I ain't got to do nothing. And that's evil. Hebrews 13:4, please. Let me show you about marriage. Marriage is so important to the unifying of our families. A strong family means a strong nation. You have no strong family structure, your nation is down, is low. Read that.
Hebrews chapter 13, verse 4. Marriage is honorable in all, and the bed undefiled.
So whatever kind of sex you and your wife like, that's fine. It's undefiled. Go ahead.
But whoremongers
But if you're a whoremonger,
and adulterers,
an adulterer,
God will judge.
and God judges us with disease, death, when we break the laws of marriage. We'd rather go to that damn strip club across the street and see a whole twerk on a pole and then take her to the champagne room. God said, I'm going to judge you for that. And then AIDS, HIV, chlamydia, crabs. Why the sister scratching down there? She got crabs. She got yeast infection, all kind of stuff going on in Give me Deuteronomy 28:61, please, about disease as a result of being a whoremonger and an adulterer.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 61. Also, every sickness and every plague, which is not written in the book of this law, them will the Lord bring upon thee until thou be destroyed.
And we go to church. God, why do I have chlamydia? God, why do I have an STD? God, why did you give me HIV? I only had sex with one person. Because we're breaking God's laws. And the church has not figured that out yet. The churches keep black women single, as a matter of fact. It's more financially productive for them to keep the black woman single because she's the bank in the church.
Yeah.
Don't teach them marriage. Why are we going to do that? Because the husband going to be like, hey, let's do this. Let's build our family. Stop giving all the money to the church. Pastor don't want that. Keep her single and keep that man's broke. That's it. It's a game.
For sure. Man, that's crazy. On social media, every single day I see black men and black women always debating, arguing, whether it's about 50-50, whether it's about what a man should do, a woman should do. During this time, I'm just like, this is insane that black men and black women, we can never be on the same page, like globally, right? Why do you think that during this current moment that black men and black women are just always arguing right now?
Because they hate God. Black women and black men hate God. Give me that Titus 2:11 about the role. I'm going to start with the woman. What is the role of the black woman? Titus 2, start with the woman and then get to the man.
Yes, sir.
Or start with the man first. Start with the man first. I don't care. Titus 2, might be around verse 9.
Yes, sir.
About the aged men.
Titus chapter 2, verse 2. That the aged men be sober, grave, temperate.
The word grave means serious. Temperate in mind. Go ahead.
Sound in faith.
Sound in faith.
In charity.
Meaning love your neighbor.
In patience.
And in patience. That's how black men must be. Go ahead.
The aged women
Now
likewise.
he goes to the aged women. These are the older women. Go ahead.
That they be in behavior as becometh holiness.
Black women are to behave themselves as holy. Go ahead.
Not false accusers.
Not gossipers. What's that sister that always gossip now?
Tasha K? That's what
Tasha
it's
K,
about.
Jaguar, right?
Yeah.
They're the new Wendy Williams. I'm like, and I'm gonna tell you something. You might not like what I'm about to say, but it's evil. And although they were in the business, I noticed people behind them giving them information and financing them to do that. Go ahead.
As becometh holiness, not false accusers,
Gossipers.
not given too much wine,
Don't be drunkards.
teachers of good things,
These women are to be teachers of good things, which is God's commandments. Go ahead.
that they may teach the young women
What are they supposed to teach young women?
to be sober,
To be sober.
to love their husbands.
To love. Women don't know how to love a man. The older women, our mothers and grandmothers, were supposed to instruct young women, this is how you love a man. This is how you love your husband. They're not taught that today. Girl, shake what your mama gave you. Do what you want to do. Don't get married right away. Wait till you're 45. What's the sister's name? The actress, she old now?
Vivica Fox.
Vivica Fox.
60.
There's another one, Taraji.
Taraji P. Henson.
Yeah, they're all getting old now.
Lisa Ray, she said she's
It's so
single right
many.
now. Yeah.
And they live that life. I'm going to get my career. I'm going to do what I want to do. I'll settle down when I get old. Well, you old now. Don't nobody want that. Because their mentality is a feminist mind. Woman is the head and man, you on the bottom. You do what I say. Men don't want to put up with that. We're the only race of people where women lead. In the police academy, they teach the officers, when you go to a white man, domestic violence, let's say there's domestic disturbance, speak to the man, he's the head of the house. If there's Asian domestic violence, you go to the man, he's the head of the house. When you go to blacks and Latinos, go to the woman. She's the head of the house. And all of a sudden, what the hell is going on with this? All races, the man is the head except our people. And that's how society goes back to, what's that? Lynch, what's his name?
Willie Lynch.
Willie Lynch goes right back to that. They switched the roles of male and females. Did you finish that?
To love their husbands, to love their children.
So you got to learn to love your husbands and children. They're not taught that. They think loving a child, have a baby, and sit that baby in front of Nickelodeon or MT or BET, and it's all sexual cartoons now. We even in the school system, we got to come out of the school system and have our own home schooling, because now our kids are being taught same sex. They're getting books with illustrations, with dildos and how to masturbate, and it's crazy, and it's polluting the minds of our children. But when you see white kids who go to the elite schools, they're not taught that. They know there's a certain age when you get 19, 20, they may introduce that to them. But with us, 5, 6, 7 years old, give it to them then. Why? Because it keeps us promiscuous and dysfunctional and ultimately broken as a race, broken as a family, broken as a people. Mm-hmm. That's what it does.
Yes, sir.
And there's no scholar among us to say, hey, don't do that. We got to stop this. Not one. Where's Cornel West? Where's Eric, Dr.
Michael Eric Dyson?
Yeah, where is he?
Yeah.
Where are these people at?
Yeah.
There's more.
Yes, sir. To be discreet, chaste, keepers at home.
Keepers at home. These young women want to run the streets all hours of the night. This is where rapes occur. And they ain't figured that out yet. They dressing promiscuously. I don't know why he raped me. The dude just got out of jail. He ain't had a woman in 10 years. He saw your funky behind twerking, running up and and now look what he did. This is what happens. This is what happens. Was there more on that?
Good. Obedient to their own husbands.
You see that part right there? Women don't want that. Why? Because feminism, which was pushed by Gloria, what's her name? Stannard?
Yeah.
Steinem.
Yep.
The CIA hired her to infiltrate in the 60s and push feminism. And that's what broke up the Black Panther Party. Yeah. That's what broke up SNCC and all that. The black woman followed the white woman and destroyed everything. Now the families are broken today. And they go, I don't know why it's like this. Well, go back a couple of decades. Look what Gloria Steinem Rice did. And I forgot the black woman he hired. She wrote an article. Can't remember her name off the top. But was that it?
That the word of God be not blasphemed.
Give me the big mouth with the tongue sticking out in Isaiah. Watch this. You ever see these sisters?
Yeah, I remember this verse. Yeah.
Where they sticking out their damn tongue, talking about, hey, it ain't Isaiah 5. That, go on. I got to look for it. I'm going to look for it. Give me a second. Mm-hmm. Wide mouth. Wide mouth. I'm not a computer.
No, you could.
Isaiah 57:4.
Isaiah chapter 57 and verse 4.
Start at 3.
Verse 3. But draw neither ye sons of the sorceress,
but draw near hither.
But draw near hither, ye sons of the sorceress.
God is calling us sons of witchcraft. Because men are wicked too. Don't get me wrong. Go ahead.
The seed of the adulterer.
We are the seed of adultery.
And the whore.
Most of our mothers were whores. Meaning we didn't come from a stable family of one black man and black woman. We've seen her have multiple partners. So that's what it's saying about it. Read that again.
But draw near hither, ye sons of the sorceress, the seed of the adulterer and the whore.
Watch this.
Against whom do ye sport yourselves?
Against whom do you sport yourselves? You women, who do you sport yourself? Watch what it says.
Against whom make ye a wide mouth?
Hey!
And draw out the tongue.
You don't see that on TV? Black women, the mouth is open, the tongue is out. What's that thing they call swap? Not swap.
Wop.
WAP. I'm not up on this stuff. WAP. Where they hire people. What's that woman's name? The whole Megan.
Oh, you talking about Meg Thee Stallion?
Yeah, her and the other one, Cardi
B.
Sticking out the tongue. Yeah. That's what the, read it again.
Against whom do ye sport yourselves? Against whom make ye a wide mouth and draw out the tongue? Are ye not children of transgression, a seed of falsehood?
See that? The Bible talks about everything, but we don't know it. We think this is normal living here. God said, no, I'm going to prophesy the evil that my people will be doing in the last days. And we see it. And when we call them out on it, you're haters. Oh, no. Why don't? And they say to us, why don't you speak soft? then we'll listen. You won't listen if we speak soft. God says, exalt the voice to you. Shake the hand. Warn my people. Warn them. Warn them. Destruction is coming. That's our job. That's our mission.
The state of the black church, Bishop, seeing our churches, especially here in Atlanta, you have so much black money here. But
Black money and gay churches here in Atlanta. Like, what the hell? A man married another man. But this is my husband. Are you kidding me? I'd have broke everything in the church, threw the Bible at him.
Bishop, listen, I hear you. And our churches, we have so much money here. However, if a black entrepreneur tried to come for a loan from the church, they can't provide that. However, we have certain churches here, Big Bethel, 100 years ago, they were giving black people loans and things like that. And it's sad that 100 years later, we have social media, we have all these tools, but we aren't doing any of these things towards our people. But then when it's voting season, I remember as a kid, Victor Hill, he would always come around, and then you wouldn't see him again until it was time to vote him back in. How has our church failed us as a people when it comes to institution building, when it comes towards funding us, when it comes towards spirituality as well? How has the black church overall failed us as a people?
Isaiah 30, unless you had another one. Isaiah 30, I'm thinking of, unless you got another one.
I had Micah 3.
Okay, read that.
Micah chapter 3, verse 11. The heads thereof judge for reward,
The heads of our people, they judge for money.
and the priests thereof teach for hire,
The priests teach for money.
and the prophets thereof divine for money.
And even the prophets, the preachers, divine for money.
Yet will they lean upon the Lord and say, is not the Lord among us?
Is not the Lord among us? Look at all my money.
None evil can come upon us.
None evil can come upon us. Was that it?
Yes,
Now
sir.
Isaiah 30.
sir.
Now I'm going to say this. Years ago, I worked at a security company, and there was a Jewish man that came in and asked me where the owners of the company was the Escava family. He said, "Hey, is the Escava's in?" I said, "Well, the senior brother's not." I said, "But the younger brother, David, is here." He said, "Can I talk to him?" I said, "He's right there." I said, David, this guy want to talk to you." So I can't hear the conversation, but I see the Jewish man on his knees, kissing his hand. And I'm like, what the hell's going on here? I'm looking. I'm thinking some weird stuff going on. So he gets up, they hug, and he's crying, and he walks out. And I said, "Hey, my man. I said,
You got to find out what's going on.
yeah, I said, what's going on? I said, I saw you was on your knees crying and kissing his hand. He says, "You don't know what the Escava family does?" I said, "I know they own the store." He says, "They got this is on Manhattan around Delancey Street. They got a coalition of Jewish businesses. Every week they give 10% of their earnings, put it in a bank, and they finance people from Poland, so-called Jewish people, from Poland, Czechoslovakia. They buy them houses and finance them." And as he said that, I said, "You mean a black church?" And they collect billions. They can't. We ain't saying give all your money, because we know they gotta live in their wicked selves. They can't give 10% of what they make every week like these other races do, and finance homes and houses and better schools and hospitals for our community, for our people. They won't do it. And why not? They are under contract, just like black entertainers are under
501c3,
contract.
yeah.
Now, it's not even so much the 501c3.
Even deeper than that.
It's deeper than that, because the 501c3 forbids you to force your church to endorse a particular
Churches.
candidate.
But then
Yes.
I find that very odd, because we see these same people come into the black churches.
Yes, they allow, but they say, "We're not saying you gotta vote for him." They just say they let them speak.
Right.
It's a loophole.
Right.
So what they do, just like the entertainers are not allowed to speak up on black social matters,
Right.
the churches are the same way, not to assist. Like when Oprah, with all her money, she was not allowed to do for Chicago. She went to South Africa
Built schools.
and built a school there. And then all chaos broke out in that school. Great, all kind of stuff. And that's what happens. And they put fear in fake black leaders. Listen, don't help them. And they monitor what you do. Oh, there was a brother I know, he worked for, what's the name of the NSA, National Security, NSA
Administration,
agency, I believe. I forgot. What is it?
The agency association.
National
Under the ASI.
Security. Anyway, it's with the government. He donated to IUIC through the QR code, and it got flagged. He got fired
Oh, fired. Wow.
for financing what the SPLC and ADL deems a hate group. They said those guys are a hate group, so we are terminating you.
Tracked his money.
Tracked his money.
Wow.
That's what they do in the entertainment world. You have handlers.
Yeah.
Their job, and if you notice, all their accountants are so-called Jewish.
Yes, sir.
They monitor where your money goes.
The managers too.
Managers, they monitor everything they do. And don't donate to that. Don't give. You can give to this Jewish organization though. You can give to this white organization. No, okay, maybe the Negro. What is that? United Negro
Yep.
College Fund. You could give to that, but not none of these revolutionary groups trying to raise up the minds of the. You cannot endorse them. This is why we stay on the bottom, and there's no real fulfillment of any true growth amongst us. That's where the missiles got to come. The missiles got to come and destroy this place. Got
Yes,
to.
sir. Wow. Handlers. I think about Nick Cannon, Kanye West, right?
woo, yes.
Nick Cannon, everything, it was stripped. But now Cannon's class is coming back. And now he has a show on Amazon Prime all of a sudden. So after him doing this whole apology tour, all the shows are coming back. Amazon is back. MTV is back. In the Bible, does it even speak of our people having handlers and being controlled somewhat?
Yeah, well, that which goes back to John 11 with the Pharisees. They
there
were
we go.
controlled by Rome.
Mm-hmm.
Notice with Nick Cannon, he had to pay 75 G's to the, the Israeli Museum or whatever it was.
Yep.
He had to go through classes.
Yes. Yep.
That's what they do to black people.
A rabbi had to be on his
Yeah,
podcast.
rabbi
and
had to
scold
be
him the
there.
whole time.
Right.
Yeah.
He had to denounce all that he said.
That's
He
right.
cannot, because we were supposed to go on his show.
Oh, wow.
They cut that down. Shut! Y'all not y'all.
I didn't know that, Bishop.
Oh yeah,
So y'all
because we had
supposed
put
to
in right, we
Wow.
wrote them and all that,
Wow.
and it was in the works.
Mm-hmm.
Nope, shut down, shut that down, and now he's more
He's safe.
safe.
He's almost
He's
definitely not gonna be on there now. Huh?
Oh yeah, definitely not now. And that's
Yeah.
what they do. They
Yes,
don't
sir.
want a certain message. They don't want God's message to go out. If I'm speaking about Kemet, black empowerment,
Right.
that's okay.
Yeah.
But if I'm speaking from this book and letting you know, because if I speak from my mind, you can argue with me.
Yeah.
But if I read the Bible and you'll know, well, that's not his words. He's reading from a book written over 3,000 years ago. So you know this is not my words.
Right.
And if it's in there and these things are coming to pass, it's prophecy. So they said, don't do that. Like certain shows we try to go on, they said, we don't want you to read the Bible though. We want you to just to talk.
Right.
And we said no, because then the people will think we're making this up. Like the thing about the woman with the wide mouth sticking out the tongue. Nobody would believe that's in the Bible. They go, you made that up. It's in here. So then that would make them go, let me reconsider this church thing. Let me start reading. But they don't want that to happen. They want, if America's going to be destroyed, America wants to take as many people they can with them. And that's going to be 2/3 of blacks and Latinos with them. They're going to die.
Yes, sir. Wow. In the book of Clarence, you talked about it earlier as
Mhm.
well. I love that film, thought-provoking. But like what you said, it made a lot of people very uncomfortable. In that film, that a lot of people missed was white Jesus coming to form.
Yes.
Can you please break down, how did this image that we know today as Jesus, if you type in Jesus on Google, it's always going to be a white man.
Yes.
Not once will you see a black man. It's
Correct.
always going to be white. How did this come to be, Bishop?
Matthew 24, 4. Let's start with Christ. Christ
Right.
warned us. You know, around 1973, Ebony Magazine put on the cover
Yes.
a black Jesus.
Yep.
The black Christian church threatened them, said, if you don't take this down, we will unsubscribe.
Yeah.
You'll have no business. That's your black church. They are the same yesterday and today. Read that for me.
Matthew chapter 24 and verse 4. And Jesus answered and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, and shall deceive many.
Now, in the church, they'll break that down and say, Jim Jones did that in Guyana. But Christ said many would come in my name. Who's the many? Jim Jones is one dude.
Right.
Whoever you name it, you can name them on two hands.
Yeah.
Many is Rome, Spain, Portugal, the Dutch, and the English when it came enslaved and colonized. All those nations that conquered us, they gave us that false image. They forced that image on us. And now it has become a generational curse to us because it's in all our minds. We'll be on the street teaching, and black people try to be so slick, so cunning. I'm gonna give you an example. We'll point to the white Jesus, say, "Who's that?" And they know what the Israelites teach. They go, "I don't know. I don't know who that white man is." They'll have a child and say, "Hey, baby girl, who's that?"
Tell the truth.
She'll say, "Jesus." I said, "Where you learn that from?" "Mommy, daddy." Say, "You mothers,
From the mouth of
y'all,
babes.
yeah, you bunch of liars."
Yeah.
That's why I say black men and black women hate the Bible. 9 out of 10 of them hate God. This is why they must die here. Give me that, Revelation 13, verse 14.
Revelation chapter 13, verse 14. And deceiveth them that dwell on the earth.
Read the verse above it.
Yes, sir. Verse 13. And he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven.
The fire that came down from heaven was 1945. Hiroshima, Nagasaki, that was the first time in this civilization they saw fire from heaven, because it destroyed 2 cities. It murdered millions of people. Go ahead.
So that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men, and deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles.
That was called a miracle. Fire from heaven. They dropped 2 atom bombs. That was called a miracle at that time. Go ahead.
Which he had power to do in the sight of the beast.
In the sight of Europe. That's talking about Europe there. Go ahead.
Saying to them that dwell on the earth, that they should make an image to the beast.
In 1945, when you look up head of Christ, Solomon, head of Christ, it tells you that white image of Jesus became so famous. They gave it to all the army enlisters, all the army men, the veterans. They gave it to everybody. And it was popularized. Go ahead.
That they should make an image to the beast.
That's that white image of Jesus.
Which had the wound by a sword and did live.
Because that image came from Rome. Rome fell, then came back during the Renaissance.
And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast.
So that white image of the beast, which is white Jesus, they don't say that that's actually Caesar Borgias, because that's really who it is.
Right.
They say that's Jesus. Go ahead. That's the life that gave it.
Unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak.
That image speaks on TV, Hollywood, just like in the book of Clarence, where you see white Jesus talking. That's an example. Go ahead.
And cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed.
They used to kill us if we didn't worship that. They threaten us now and say, if you don't worship that image, you're going to hell. That's what they do. So this is what the Bible is prophesying about. And all churches are complicit in fulfilling that. It's crazy. Book of Clarence, back to that.
Yes.
They were so mad that they portrayed a black Jesus. Yeah. When give me that Revelation 1, he's described, his description is in the Bible.
Yeah.
And people go, oh my God, read that for us.
Revelation chapter 1, verse 1. The revelation of Jesus Christ.
Jump to verse 14.
Verse 14. His head and his hairs were white like wool.
So the hair in his head was white like wool. Wool is a texture. It's afro hair. Go ahead.
As white as snow.
Fully white.
And his eyes were as a flame of fire.
That goes with Genesis 49:12. He drank wine in moderation. But go ahead.
And his feet.
Now he looks at Christ's feet.
Like unto fine brass.
But remember, he wore sandals. He said, I'm looking at the man's feet. His feet look like fine brass.
As if they burned in a furnace.
If you burn anything in the furnace, you could burn white rice in the furnace. What color does it get?
Black.
Black. Yeah. Go ahead.
And his voice as the sound of many waters.
He spoke loud. Yeah. So the Bible described Jesus as a black man with afro hair. Oh, you mean the church never read that? They read it. They go, oh, we're not going to teach that. Let's give them this painting that Michelangelo and Leonardo da Vinci did back in 1400s. Give them that. That's what they did to us.
Yes, sir. Mm-hmm. That's heavy. 2024, Bishop, it's been one heck of a year. A lot has been getting exposed from the start to the finish. Why do you think all of this is unfolding now, where Puffy, that's getting exposed, this scandal, that scandal, TD Jakes? Why is all of this happening right now?
Well, black people look up to these quote unquote black leaders.
Right.
The white man, well, I believe the Lord is using the white man to do this, to destroy every black leader that we look up to show the immorality. Now, I'm not saying white people don't do it. They're worse, but they're not going to show their filth. They'll show. Oh, and by the way, I believe Jeffrey Epstein is still alive.
Yeah.
They never show a funeral.
Yeah.
They never show none of that.
Very strange.
Right.
Yeah.
But the black legacy of Bill Cosby, he tried to uplift black people. Right. They said and he tried to buy NBC.
Yep.
They said we must destroy this Negro because he tried twice.
Yep.
So now they humiliated him in the media. Now we look up to people like a Puffy. They said, we got to humiliate. He's a billionaire. We got to humiliate him, humiliate Kanye, show the filth. And all the P. Diddy parties, they said over 38 black ministers have been at those parties. Not just TD Jakes.
Next. Yeah.
Not just TD Jakes.
Yes, it's more.
All your famous black preachers go to those parties and get power banged. You keep, I'm telling you, they live in a double life.
Yeah.
So they're destroying the black leaders. What's in our mind as leaders?
Right.
They're being humiliated. Even what's the mayor's name? I believe it's Illinois. A female.
Lori Lightfoot. She was the former mayor.
Yeah, her embarrass her. Yeah. There's a few.
Eric Adams right now.
Eric Adams in New York.
Yeah, I forgot about Eric Adams.
Yes, and I used to work with that guy.
Wow.
Back in New York, he was a lieutenant.
Yeah.
And there's a couple of there's a black district attorney.
Bonnie Willis.
Her.
You're in Atlanta? Yeah.
They're embarrassing a lot of these people.
Yeah.
And showing the filth and evil that they do. And here's the thing with Eric Adams. He became mayor. You know, when you become mayor, they give you a circle of handlers to tell you what to do and what not to do. Right. So what they're accusing him of now, you mean he didn't have people around him? They say, oh, he took bribes. And everybody does that.
Yeah.
When, what's the white, Bloomberg, Mike Bloomberg. He was a so-called Jewish man. Yeah. When he became mayor of New York, I was there. He said, you don't got to pay me. Just give me $1. Why? And people go, why would he only take $1?
Trying to get tied up.
Right, because when you are mayor, you come to my city, you want to film a movie or you want a business contract, you have to pay me X amount of money. And if there's a bid, whoever the highest bidder is under the table, you get the contract.
Yep.
That's how it works. So you mean Eric Adams, the same thing was Eric Adams. He did what all the white politicians do, but they said we're going to expose him. That's what they do to us. That's what they do. I remember I hear some black leaders say we need to go to Congress and pay these people under the table so we can get our way. It's going to go bad for us.
Yeah.
It's going to go bad for us, I'm telling you. Like Israel, AIPAC, and that's a foreign state. They're not even a part of NATO, but they're allowed to get away with, you got a Democrat, Republican. They pay each of them, give me a number. $1 billion, whatever. Whoever wins, they win.
That's right.
Because now their man or their woman
they
win regardless. Yeah. And they can set up their policies. That's what they do. They play both sides. And certain people, I see certain people, white people, they know this. Certain black people like Tanashi, what's the name? The one that wrote the book. Ta-Nehisi Coates.
Yes,
he knows that.
Author. Yeah.
And they trying to embarrass the brother. He wrote that book, The Message.
Yes, sir. That's right. That's correct.
He's fully aware of what's going on. You know, and it's crazy. And we see this thing. Give me the Isaiah 59. We act like we have no eyes. Isaiah 59 around 9.
Wow.
We act like we're blind. We don't see this stuff. We turn a blind eye to it.
Isaiah chapter 59, verse.
Where's the part about no eyes? Yeah, go ahead.
Isaiah chapter 59, verse. You start 9?
Go ahead.
Verse 9. Therefore is judgment far from us.
We have never seen true judgment in America. Go ahead.
Neither doeth justice overtake us.
We've never seen justice. Like, pause that. Rasheem Carter. His head was cut off.
Yeah.
They said, well, animal did that. That's a lie.
Yeah.
A clean cut. They got something called a man's dying declaration or whatever your last communication. On the police department, I know how New York works. Whatever the man or woman who's dying, whatever their last words are, take that to court. Rasheem Carter's last words were, if anything happens to me, he gave a list of the people he was working for. He said, they did this. Now they say, oh, you can't use that in court. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? That's in your court system. You can use that. No. Showing you how, even what's the other, Kendrick Johnson.
Yeah, here in Georgia.
Here in Georgia, murdered years ago. We just did a press conference for him with his family. Sad thing.
Yeah.
And the white people's family, who was the FBI agent.
That's correct. Yes, sir.
Shut it all. We've never seen justice. Read it again.
Therefore is judgment far from us. Neither doeth justice overtake us. We wait for light, but behold obscurity.
We wait for light, but behold obscurity. The justice system gets obscured when it comes to black people. Go ahead.
For brightness, but we walk in darkness.
We wait for brightness, but we walk in darkness. Go ahead.
We grope for the wall like the blind.
We grope around like blind people. We want somebody to support us. Are the Democrats going to support us? Republicans? The black church? That's the wall. We walk around. Read that part again.
We grope for the wall like the blind, and we grope as if we had no eyes.
We act like we got no eyeballs. We got eyes. But the eyes we don't have is the spiritual eye. Go ahead.
We stumble at noonday as in the night.
Go ahead.
We are in desolate places as dead men.
We're like the walking dead. The Bible says we're like the walking dead because we see the injustice. We see it, but we'll forget about it. They said black people forget about it. Give them a couple of weeks, they'll forget about it. Kendrick Johnson's father said when his son was killed, there was people in the gym that saw what happened. Yeah. They're all complicit in not speaking. He says him and his wife will go to, the last press conference. He said the FBI sent pictures and notices to his wife saying, you know, your husband was involved in another relationship to destroy the family.
J. Edgar Hoover used to
the same type of thing. COINTELPRO.
Yeah.
He said when him and his wife go to a restaurant, you know, the door opens, you hear the bell, bing, bong. Right. People look up. They see it's them. All the black people look down. Like they don't see nothing.
They don't want to cause any trouble.
They don't rouse up the good Negroes here.
Wow.
You can't make this stuff up. So things are still the same. As much as change remains the same.
For sure. To your point, Bishop, South Georgia is a whole different beast, right? Anytime if you drive south in Georgia, you start seeing Confederate flags. Valdosta, where Kendrick and his family, where they were, notorious for lynchings, all of that. Marcellus Williams, I believe, was his name in Missouri, if I'm not mistaken, sentenced to death. This was probably like 2 or 3 weeks ago. Everybody's talking about it when it's leading up, but now you don't even hear about his name anymore.
Right.
Our people, how can we always just stay on it and vigilant? And I always get distracted with social media or what's going on with the latest Monday night football game or politics all the time. How can we try our best to stay focused during a time of where you got a distraction left and right every single day, all day?
Give me Isaiah 34:16.
Yes, sir.
This is how you keep focused. And this is what black people don't want to do. They getting distracted with baby oil. Sean P. Diddy had he has over 1,000 bottles of baby oil. So what? The hell is this? You got KY gel in your house. I don't give a damn about baby oil. Read that.
Isaiah chapter 34, verse 16. Seek ye out of the book of the Lord and read.
That's what we don't want to do.
Right.
Go ahead.
No one of these shall fail.
None of the prophecies in this Bible shall ever fail. Go ahead.
None shall want her mate.
You cannot mate this with the Quran or the Gilgamesh epics or the Egyptian Book of the Dead. You can't mix this. Go ahead.
For my mouth it hath commanded, and his spirit it hath gathered them.
God's mouth commanded this book. God's mouth gathered the words together. Go ahead.
And he hath cast the lot for them.
For the prophets.
And his hand hath divided it unto them by line.
That's why some prophets got more writings than others. But the point is, seek ye out of the book of the Lord and read. That will keep you focused. We tend to, I'll give you an example. A couple of the sisters that I know are, what is it called when you take care of somebody's child? A maid, like a maid?
Maid. Caregiver maid.
Caregiver. The white people say, only allow my child to watch.
Nanny, I'm sorry.
Nanny.
Nanny.
Thank you.
Nanny, yes, sir.
See, I never had one, so I don't know about this stuff.
I get it.
Say, only allow my child 1 hour of television. Wow. Other than that, they must read books. Black people will give them 20 hours of television and video games. Yeah. And our kids, and I hate to say it, grow up the most illiterate, non-caring. They don't give a damn about nothing. And although it's out there, we are at fault as parents. We do that to them. You have to set the rules in the house. No, you're not watching that. You're not going to do that. And if they get mad when they leave, get out. Have more kids. To hell with them. That's how you got to be. I remember one sister, she had a daughter. The daughter she's on social media meeting dudes. Mm-hmm. And the daughter says, Mom, I don't like keeping God's commandments. I want to be free. I want to do me. So the mother tells me, and I say, let her go. I said, it's going to hurt you in the end if you try to hold on to her. I'm going to hold on to her. I said, okay. The daughter goes to school and says, my mama beat me. Wow. Police comes and locks mama up. Wow. And mama never beat her. It was a lie. But that's what the daughter figured. In order for me to get out of this and get this dude over here to have sex with, I got to lie to my mama. Now mama in jail for something she did not do. And that's one of so many examples I have of children out of control who are manipulated mentally and spiritually by social media. TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. The things on TV, and it's done on purpose. Like on a Breakfast Club. What's the Cohen? What's his name?
Oh,
He's the
Andy
head.
Cohen.
What's his name?
Andy Cohen?
Yes.
Or Leo Cohen? Yeah.
Leo Cohen.
I
Thank
was
you.
thinking about
Charlemagne.
Bravo. Yeah.
He get on my nerves too, by the
Yeah,
way.
you don't like Charlemagne too much?
I don't like him too much, only because I know his bosses are Jewish.
Yeah, at the Breakfast Club.
He has to do what they say. I understand that, Charlemagne, so, but still, because we met him several times,
Wow.
made appointments to come on the show. And his bosses said, it's too hot. They talking about they're the Israelites, but who went on? ADL, what's the little devil's name?
I forgot his name.
Jonathan Greenblatt went on the show
Multiple times.
multiple times,
Yeah.
trying to get the black narrative on his side.
Right.
But back to Cohen. Charlemagne said to him, if you know black music is destroying black people with drugs and murder, why promote it? He pauses, then he stutters and go, I got a family, we gotta eat.
I got a family to feed.
Yeah, I got a family to feed. You can't make this stuff up. They have think tanks. White people have. Give me Psalm 64 too. They have I'm gonna tell you black people a secret. They have think tanks where you get the smartest, brightest, wisest people who graduate from Yale, Harvard, Oxford, and he sit them down and figure out how to keep the black dollar flowing in their communities and keep black people down. And one of the ways was music, the entertainment world. Sell to them drill music, sell to them twerking and all of that. They'll buy. And white people get paid. You have, what's that, Bobby Shmurda. Dancing on the table. Now, these supposed to be gangbangers.
To get signed.
Bad boys.
Yeah.
Dancing on the table. All of this. I'm like, what the? This is supposed to be a killer boy. Right. A bad boy for life. And what do you see? Girl, Meek Mills. It's like, what the hell's going on here? For that almighty dollar, they can manipulate people. Cardi B, Megan, they're all the same. There's a book written by, it's called The Black Bourgeoisie.
Yeah.
Forgot to author the book, but it talks about how white society chose the lowest of black people and set them up as leaders in the black community. And that was way back written around the 50s, but the same thing's done today. You think these are high-class black people? You pull back that curtain and see what they do. These are low-level blacks, immoral black people, all of them. Y'all my people, I love you. I just got to keep it real. Now, I'm not saying we all don't do anything. We got things, but we gotta change. We gotta repent, fix our lives. Read that.
Psalms chapter 64 and verse 2. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked.
See that? There are secret counsels that wicked people have against our people, the Israelites. Go ahead.
From the insurrection of the workers of iniquity.
From the insurrection of the workers of iniquity. Was that it?
Who whet their tongue like a sword.
Who whet their tongue like, meaning they use words. The media is always against black people. If something bad happens to me or you, they look for any dirt on you. We are the victims.
Yeah.
Oh, he was a drug dealer. Oh, he did this, he did that.
Weed in the system.
He had a little weed in his pocket. He ain't no damn good. That's what they do.
Yeah.
Read that again.
Right.
Who whet their tongue like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words.
They use bitter words against us. And we be the victims. Right. 9 out of 10 times. We are the victims. That's crazy. But see how the Bible just brings things to light? Yes, sir. And our people, every man, every woman must learn this book before destruction comes. That's the only way it's going to help us. That's the only thing that's going to save. Give me Zechariah 13 and 8. Because I said a lot of people are going to die here. And I'm not saying that because you hate your people. No, I love my people. But I'm going to keep it real. I'm going to tell you the truth. Zechariah chapter 13, where the Bible predicts the amount that's going to die.
Zechariah chapter 13, verse 8. And it shall come to pass that in all the land,
singular, it's talking about Babylon the Great,
saith the Lord, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die.
2 parts of us shall be cut off and die.
But the third shall be left therein.
So that's only 1 out of 3 black people is going to survive here. Every 3 black people, 2 must die, God says, because 2 is no damn good. They will not change. They will twerk. They will lie. They will use drugs. They will stay in strip clubs. They will worship white Jesus. They don't give a damn. Watch this. Go, was that it?
Yes, sir.
Give me the one in the New Testament. Because you may say, you always read from the Old Testament. I'm going to show the same thing in the New Testament. 2 Thessalonians 3:10. Watch
2
this.
Thessalonians chapter 3 and
10.
working on it.
2:10. I'm sorry.
Yes,
2:10.
sir.
I apologize.
2 Thessalonians chapter 2 verse 10. And with all deceivableness of unrighteousness.
And with all deceivableness. Let's break that word. Deceivableness breaks down to deceit. With all deceit of unrighteousness.
In them that perish.
In them that's destined to die.
Because they receive not the love of the truth.
I don't want to hear nothing about no black Jesus. I don't want to hear we're the Israelites. I don't want to hear we need to keep the commandments. I don't want to hear that.
That they might be saved.
That dude might be saved.
And for this cause, God shall send them strong delusion.
The delusions we suffer from, I believe in politics. I believe in these false religions and feeling good sexually.
That they should believe a lie.
They believe lies.
That they all might be damned.
That they, oh, what? Read that again.
That they all might be damned, who believe not the truth, but had pleasure in unrighteousness.
That's what Zechariah was talking about. 2/3 got to go. We love wickedness more than righteousness. We lack discipline. Give me that Colossians 3 and 5. Every black man and woman, we all have sexual desires, sexual thoughts, but we must be disciplined. Read that Colossians 3 and 5.
Colossians chapter 3 verse 5. Mortify therefore your members.
Look, mortify means deaden or discipline. Read it again.
Mortify therefore your members, which are upon the earth. Fornication.
That's sexual sin.
Uncleanness.
More sexual sin.
Inordinate affection.
Pedophiles is inordinate. Go ahead.
Evil concupiscence.
Evil concupiscence, evil thoughts, pornography.
And covetousness, which is idolatry.
We must mortify those things. There have been brothers. If there have been brothers, like Israel United in Christ is big. So we get all manner of men and women, that come in. The Bible can help you if you want to be helped. Some don't want to be helped. I'll give you an example. We'll say, brother, there's a lovely sister there. She's trying to get her life right. What do you think about her? She's pretty. Now, little do we know, he has an inordinate spirit. He likes children, but he never confessed it. So he don't really want her. He drove, this one particular brother, he drove 75 miles to get to a young girl's house he met on Facebook. The girl said, I'm 13 years old. Hello? Hello? Come on in. Now, we've seen this movie before. Opens the door, you see 6 Edomite cops right there. Boom, boom. Say, get out, nigga. Bah, bah, bah. And the brother gonna call us, can you bail me out? No, we're not bailing you out. You have had ample opportunity to fix your life. Right. You chose to drive to meet a 13-year-old girl and ended up, it was a 6'5", 200-pound cracker at the door and got your behind beat. Now you want us to help you? No, you've been with us for years. And it's the same with women. The latest thing, sister comes from Canada. She goes, oh, I need a husband, I get an husband. We used to say, okay, there's a brother such and such. She likes a brother in Bahamas. Okay, Canada, they call a free world, right? The Bahamas is considered third world. So there's a different economics there. She go out and marry him. She marries a brother, fine. They put their money together, buy a house. She gets mad and says, he's supposed to pay me my money back that I put into the house. And we're like, aren't you husband and wife? Don't y'all work together? Isn't that what a marriage is? No, my money is my money and his money is my money. You ever hear that on YouTube? All the time. That BS. That's what breaks us apart. So now she's on TikTok flirting with different dudes, old white dudes and all that. And they got a little girl, destroyed the whole marriage. She crying, we're like, sister, you did this to yourself. We showed you the way to walk. You chose not to do it. Now your family's destroyed. You're getting divorced. Your child now is she's going to grow up dysfunctional. You did that. It's crazy, bro. There's so many stories. So many stories.
That's some heavy stuff, Bishop.
Mm-hmm.
Think tanks. I think about Project 2025 instantly, right? Which came out of a think tank. So many black people get so afraid, and that's used as like a major fear tactic when it comes towards voting. Hey, if you don't vote, Project 2025 and Trump, it's going to happen. Me personally, I'm not afraid because if it happens, it happens. But should black people be afraid of Project 2025?
No. I want 2025 to come to pass. The Heritage Foundation created that, and it's a list of suggestions.
Right.
what you got to realize with every president, a think tank puts it together, and that president and his board pick certain things based on the climate of society, what they're going to enforce.
Yeah.
That's how it works. It's not we're putting all this at one time. They don't do it like that. They choose certain things and say, okay, we can put this in force very easily here, maybe that one over there. No president comes in with his own thought. He's always counseled and advised by a panel of people who've always been there. Because think, a president gets what, 2 terms?
Yes, sir.
You can't
At
figure,
best.
and America has over 850 bases worldwide. There's no way in 8 years you can control all of that. No way, humanly possible. So you need a huge board, a panel of people to help in that. So people go, oh, that's the president. We don't really know what Kamala's policies are. She said she allows free what is it called when you get your dick cut? I'm sorry, your penis cut off.
Reproductive surgery.
What is it?
Reproductive surgery.
Yeah, that thing.
Yes, sir.
Reassignment. They said we could do it for free in the prison, but no, it's not free. Taxpayers got to pay for that.
Yeah.
Nobody sees nothing wrong with that. Nobody sees a problem with that. And they, like when she spoke, she had an earpiece, and somebody was telling her what to say. So, and that lets me know that if she becomes president, no president ever calls the shots. It's the people you don't see.
That's right.
What they call it, the deep state,
Yep.
the shadow government, that really runs the thing. And it works with the Pope. The Roman Catholic Church works with America, 100%. People they sleep on the Pope. Don't sleep on him. He was an assassin back during the 50s. We're working as a Jesuit. A lot of tyranny. If you look this dude up, a lot of these popes, they hide behind the scenes. And give me that Daniel 8:25. Watch this. Daniel chapter 8, verse 25. Yep, Daniel 8:25.
Daniel chapter 8, verse 25. And through his policy also.
There's policies that are set up by these think tanks under the Pope and the president's scenes, his men and women behind him. Go ahead.
He shall cause craft to prosper in his hand, and he shall magnify himself in his heart.
Like the word Pope. You know what the word Pope means?
No, sir.
It means Heavenly Father. Go ahead.
And by peace
And by peace,
shall destroy many.
they use peace to destroy people. And this is why the Iranians and the Palestinians are pissed off. They said, oh, we want to institute peace, but you guys are against it. And they always go back to October 7th. That's not where the fighting began. If you go back to 1948 is when America gave them weapons, tanks, weapons to go in and take the land as settlers. John 10:10. Watch what Christ said about that. Back to Jesus, back to the Savior.
John chapter 10, verse 10. The thief
The white man's a thief.
cometh not but for to steal and to kill and to destroy.
Now, who was he talking about first and foremost? Rome. Rome was the thief that came to do what?
To steal and to kill and to destroy.
He's talking about the white man. At that time, it was Rome. Now we see it's America. America who works with Rome. And we go, oh, I don't understand. I'm so confused. The Bible is so mythical. No, it's not. Use common sense. Just read. You'll see what it's saying. But we're so blind. We walk around like we got no eyes. And it's crazy. Like I was saying before, if I was talking about Kemet, the black economics, I could be all over networks. But I'm not talking about that because that's not going to save our people. Repentance is going to save our people. And that's the message the media does not want to get out. Keep them men as whoremongers and adulterers and keep those black women as hoes and hussies. Keep them like that. But they're going to die. Yes, we want it like that. That's what they do.
Wow. This one has been phenomenal. I do have to ask you this one last question as well. Growing up, I would see films like Left Behind where everybody's fascinated about talking about the end of this world. As we know it, History Channel will always have like specials on it. But, people always talk about the rapture, right? The Christian church tries to, I would say, make it seem like romanticized, basically. It's this happy thing and everybody just floats away. What does the rapture actually look like in the world as we know it today coming to an end? What does that actually look like for us?
Okay, I got a verse that fit right with it. And two birds with one. So Matthew 24. Christ spoke about that thing. Matthew 20. Let me look for the verse. Verse 29. Let's start from there.
Matthew chapter 24, verse 29. Immediately after the tribulation of those days.
Stop. Christ told us tribulation is coming. That's why I'm not scared of the Heritage Foundation. What's the name of that thing? The Project 2025. I know it's going to come. And they're going to have mass campaigns against black people as a whole. Because we're the problem. We don't realize we are the children of God. And they want to eradicate us. Read it again.
Immediately after the tribulation of those days shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light, and the stars shall fall from heaven.
When you see stars falling, that's not talking about literal stars. It's about missiles. If you look on CNN, BBC, Al Jazeera, and at night, the prophets are seeing missiles drop, but they don't know how to describe it. They've never seen a missile. They say this is stars falling from heaven. Bright lights, boom, boom. This is war. Read that part again.
And the moon shall not give her light, and the stars shall fall from heaven, and the powers of the heavens shall be shaken.
War is coming. War is going to happen. Watch this.
And then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven.
So notice, tribulation, war, Christ. Go ahead.
And then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn.
We're going to cry.
And they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory. And he shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet. And they shall gather together his elect.
His elect. Give me the precept for elect so we know who it's talking about. His elect. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes, sir. Isaiah 40.
Yes. Who's the elect that the angels are going to come get?
Isaiah chapter 45, verse 4. For Jacob my servant's sake, and Israel mine elect.
The Israelites are the elect. Not Baptists, not Catholics, not Seventh-day Adventists, not twerkers or Muslims. Go back.
Matthew chapter 24, verse 31. And he shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet.
So the angels talking about the chariots of God, what the world calls UFOs. Go ahead.
And they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of heaven to the other.
So that's what the rapture and war looks like. That's the chain of events. Christ gives it to you right there. So we're seeing war beginning, Ukraine and Russia, this fake Israeli state and Palestine, but we're asleep. We want to talk about baby oil, power bottoms, and twerking. And that's why a lot of us have to die here. We're no good mentally or spiritually. We're not even good for a child. We destroy our own kids mentally and spiritually. I know you don't want to hear that, but I'm going to tell you the truth. We do it to ourselves. We do it to ourselves. So now when we warn you, people get mad at the Israelites. You're so rough. Why you got to say it like that? How should I talk like this? Will you listen to me then? You're not going to listen to me. Come on, stop.
Listen, brother, man, I appreciate you so much. IUIC as a whole. Thank you.
Oh, praise. Thank you for having me.
Third time. Thank you.
Oh,
Thank you,
praises.
brother. On the way out, where can everybody follow y'all, support, keep up with you guys and all that good stuff?
Yes, you can visit us at israelunite.org. That's our website. And you can help me out. You know, I'll be forgetting.
Yes, sir.
The website, what's the donate?
The donate dot
IUIC
yes.
fundraiser.
Yes. Let me pull it up.
Yeah, nah, you good. You good.
And you got right.
Donate.israelunite.org.
Got you.
Yes.
In the words of the great Dr. Umar, donations, man. Show them some love, man, for sure. Bishop Nathanyel, y'all, that's another classic session. Thank you guys so much. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Again, blessed be your host, Caleb Smith. Until next time, peace.